Hello. It is just 1 minute before I told everyone I was going live, but I just had to hop on because I was eager and anxious to hop on and say hi to you guys. It is almost the end of the school year, and this just might be one of the last times that I go live before the end of the school year. But because I was encouraged by so many out there, so many people that I work with, and you guys know who you are, to go ahead and start a YouTube channel, my goal is to continue to do lives so we can hang out every now and then throughout the summer. So I hope that I'm able to do at least a few. And then when I put it out to say, hey, I'm going to be live. We'll see who shows up. If you guys are here, great. If not, I'll just sit and talk anyway because you guys can watch the replay. And sometimes I just want to share stuff. That's just what's on my mind. The thing is that's a great thing about working with so many different age groups and so many different kids is that I get a lot of different perspective. I'm able to hear from kids that are in kindergarten all the way up to sixth grade. And I just love listening to you guys and just hearing what's really on your mind. And many, many, many of you that are my friends that subscribe know that I've talked to you personally about what your challenges are. What challenges are you facing? What challenges did you face in the last year and a half? That's the question that I asked over and over and over again. And I don't know if some of you guys were in the room when I asked that when there was silence. There was many times that I asked that question and not a single person wanted to go first. They're like, I don't want to say what my challenges are. I'm good. I don't want you to go first. No, you go first. Nobody wanted to go first. But then one person would raise their hand and they would be like, oh, I think I have a challenge. And they would mention it. And then another person would be like, yeah, I have that same challenge. And then another person. And I found that people started to feel more comfortable once they realized they weren't alone. I mean, all of us go through struggles. All of us have our ups and downs. And especially in the last, year and a half, we all were together in a collective, I guess you could say, struggle that was unexpected. Now, some of us were like, I actually got through it pretty good. And I hope that's true. But there's people around you that struggled more. So, one thing that I kind of want to share before I do get into sharing with you what the results were from all of the different classes and places that I've been talking to kids, talking to families about what their struggle is let's just be compassionate on one another. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And especially in California, we are charged with getting out the word of how important it is to take care of our own mental wellness. Our own mental wellness is as important as our physical wellness. You always hear eat healthy, get exercise. Yes, but we also need to pay attention to the things that we watch, the people that we hang out with. We need to pay attention to negative energy that might be coming our way. And if it does come our way, we need to be aware of it and move in a different direction. You see, we have control over our thoughts more than we think. And sometimes, more than we think, no pun intended. Sometimes we just think, oh, well, I can't help it. Whatever flows through my mind, whatever feelings I have, oh, well. But I find more and more that I can capture my thoughts. I can catch them where they're at and say, wait a minute, I'm having a thought that triggers me. I'm having a struggle. I want to choose what I'm going to do about it. I'm not going to choose to throw a fit. I'm not going to choose to lose it. Rather, I'm going to choose a different path, a more healthy path. Okay, so I hope that many of you guys have that on your mind, that you think, you know what, no matter what challenge I go through, I'm going to face it. I'm going to face it with boldness. So, in just a few minutes, I am going to reveal to you the top 3 categories of struggles that all the kids that I surveyed, out of all of them that they surveyed, the top 3 that they said. Now, people said it in different types of ways, but it's just going to be the top ones that I've noticed through the time. And so you guys will say, hey, either I identify with that or I don't identify with that. Either way, you'll be able to be like, all right, now I know. The kids that Miss Kretz talks to are dealing with these type of things. And I share it so we can all know that we're not alone, though, okay? Because sometimes it feels lonely inside of us if we don't share what we're thinking and we don't share what's on our mind and we just are swirling in our head about our thoughts. We can think that we're the only ones that sometimes have thoughts that aren't so great. We could think, well, we're the only ones that feel a certain type of stress. But when we choose to share a little bit and we listen to others, a really cool thing happens where we find out that we're not alone. And I can tell you right now that you are not alone in any challenge that you're going through. Anything that you feel that is just like overwhelming you, there are many other people that feel that same way. And that means that we're in it together, we're human, and that we can get to the other side, right? Because yes, we have challenges, but then we walk over that bridge of challenge and we head towards the other side where we have a bit of time that it's calm. And life is full of these ups and downs, but the better we get at life, the more it's not so much of a up and then a crash, because we take control, like I said, of the way that we process, I guess you could say, how we work through our challenges. So what were the top challenges that I found that the people at my school faced? What were they? Any guesses? Any guesses? You're thinking about it. The first one, top of the list, was fear. Fear of the unknown, particularly. Now, the unknown can be almost, any type of thing that you're not sure about the future. But, oh man, this whole like last year and a half, all of a sudden made us so aware of how things can change just like that. And fear of the unknown was the top challenge. So now that we know that, now we can move forward knowing that, okay, fear pops up. It does for a lot of people. What was the second one? Any guesses? The second one was actually there were the next two were, I would say, pretty tied. It was pretty much of a tie. So I'm not going to lie and say that, well, there was a 2 and a 3. So I'm just kind of putting them in one order or the other. It doesn't really matter. But the next one was missing friends and loved ones, missing people that you couldn't see. And I can say that with our lives, so many of you guys I've been meeting with on Zoom, and I heard time and time again, it's like, oh, I just can't I can't get a hold of this friend or that friend. And there was literally people that you may have seen every single day of the week that you haven't even talked to since the day that we left from school, from our work, from wherever we were at, from, churches and all of these places that we had to leave. There's some relationships that completely changed in an instant. And then there's been some that have been reunited. Then there's been some that have shifted. People change in this period of time. And it's like, oh, I miss the friendship I used to have, right? So then there's the area of just missing family. People missed vacation times. And then missing family that have been ill and died. That's a very real missing too. That's a big, heavy thing that we miss when that's happened. All of those categories of missing people that you can't see was a huge one. All right. Now, the third one, to me personally, felt really real. It felt really real to me because I think that many times we all walked through and went, how are we going to get through? How are we going to get through? And then our mind started saying, you don't want to do anymore. You don't want to do any more schoolwork. You don't want to do any more stuff. You just don't want to do anything. And what happened when that happened? Motivation to do your best started dwindling, started getting lower and lower and lower. And so that third one is the lack of motivation. Now, motivation is fixed just by doing stuff, all right? People don't realize that. If you just get in motion and stop sitting where you're at, the motivation kind of starts to take care of itself, because once your mind's in motion, then you start to want to be in more motion. It's just a little hack you can do. But it's true that a lot of us suffered from lack of motivation, lack of wanting to go on, and just more waking up in the morning and going, really? Really, though? Can we just not? But we did go on, didn't we? We did go on. And many of you jumped on my lives, and now they're going to be almost done for the year. My Zooms will be almost done for the year. This Friday is our last one. For those that have the link, make sure that you hop on and that you come, because it's our very last one of the school year. And whether you stayed in virtual school all year long, or whether you came back here at the very end in the spring, you had quite an amazing and unique year. I could call out so many names of people that I know that have persevered, and that means just continued and continued and continued when they had every reason to give up. And that doesn't mean that they had the best results, right? Some people are going to get their report cards in the mail and be like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. But yeah, sometimes the report cards don't look so great. But we're all going to come together and say, you know what? We are going to continue forward. We're going to move forward into next year doing the best we can. And part of living is learning. And we learn from the things that go well. And we also learn even more from the things that don't go so well. So I wanted to spend just this little bit of time to go live and say, you guys did amazing this year. Even the things that didn't go so well, you kept walking forward. I'm so proud of you. Now, I'm going to be talking to some people about writing out a positive affirmation for yourself going into the summer. And affirmations are just something that you can say, you know, this is something that rings true to me that I really want to make even more true in my life. And I know that it's something I want to be. And I'm just going to claim that and say that it is, and make sure that myself knows the best. All right. I am strong. I am confident. I am healthy. I am approachable. I am kind. I'm loving. I'm good at sports. I am good at being a friend. I am enough. I am capable of doing wonderful things. I'm a winner. These type of statements ground us and help us feel great about ourselves. And in Mental Health Awareness Month, this is an activity that Riverside County is pushing out to basically everybody who's able to get it. So I want you to write on a piece of paper, I am, and then think of something super duper positive. And one way you can do that is picture yourself at an older age, and whatever that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, picture yourself at that age and say, if I am my absolute best self on that day, I am what? And then fill in that blank. And that's a great way to do an affirmation. All right. So I have some on my wall that some people have had. I had someone in my office today and they're like, oh my gosh, you still have mine up, right? Because kids have done this for me, actually. They come into my room and they're able to choose a positive affirmation and then put it on my wall. All right. I wonder how it looks to you guys, because to me it looks backwards, but I will read them. These don't start with I am, but they are still affirmations. When I do difficult things, I am proud of myself. I am perfectly unique. I learn from my mistakes. I create good vibes. Learning is fun and exciting. I am enough. I am a fast learner. I make goals and commit to achieving them. Those are some of the ones that kids picked out and they wrote it and put it on my wall. But you can make your own. You can fill your entire wall with positive affirmations and just spread the good vibes. Good vibes are something that you carry within you, or possibly bad vibes, but you choose that. And remember, how do we do that? We do that by V stands for value. What's important to you today? That's your values. Live by it. Remember it. I is important. And oh, actually, important is a good one too, isn't it? But it's interested. I stands for interested. Be interested and curious all day long to learn things, not just to kick back, but learn something new. B stands for bold. Stand up and be your best self. And E stands for enjoy. Enjoy your life because you got this one to live and you're here right now. So find enjoyment, even in the smallest little things, in the hot sun, in a flower, in a butterfly you see, in something you eat, something that you know brings you joy. Just look for that joy and happiness. So that's what I wanted to share with my friends here today. And keep send this out. You guys can subscribe right now if you haven't already. You can send it to a friend so they can be aware of this little growing channel, and you guys will be a part of helping me make that grow, so we can get positive vibes out to many, many people to continue to grow in strength and to continue to be your best self each and every day. So, this is Mrs. Kretz, and until next time, keep in touch and take care.